1952 Tonfunk Violetta w201. This is gonna be more like photos with some videos here and there because it's the very first restoration and it's hard to learn and make videos at the same time. But I have a lot of pictures of this because it took a better of a half year to learn all the little quirks and features of tube equipment. The most common one is vacuum tube radios. For being that small, it has quite a few because, of course, it's German Grundlichkeit. We got ECH81. Reading of a list here, it's upside down a little bit. Before I edited this video, it's almost a half year later, so I was kinda more busy restoring other radios as well. That's coming up in the future, but that's gonna be a while before that happens. You might have seen the custom schematic coming past. That's because later in the restoration when it was almost done, I burned out a transformer. The wire is like paper thin, so it's lower quality or weaker to begin with. So I decided to use an old 90s satellite receiver. It has a tiny housing to make a transformer in there with some extra filters and EMI rejection. So it's going to be an excellent shortwave performer on the end. Of course, being 1952 in German, slain rectifiers being removed before it explodes and makes the whole room smell like rotten eggs and mountain lions. We put this newer style full bridge rectifier in here and some precisely calculated resistors, because after the resistors we're supposed to have around 250 volt. That's what we're supposed to aim for, but the transformer being antique below, holding for many hours 230 volts was never designed for it. Kinda cooked it, so, and that's why we got to the new power supply enclosure with a newer transformer from Poland. I think it's the TMU silver looking one. It has a 3 plus 3 volt setup. You can combine them to make 6 volts, and suited for 230 volts. With the bridge cell, with the full bridge, it's gonna boost the voltage big time, so some resistors were needed. There's a brace guy that has a better solution than just a couple resistors, so you don't have like crazy voltage on startup. Because when it just starts the radio up, it's gonna go up to 316 volts, something like that. Not really great for a lifetime, so a row of 16 diodes would be an option, but that's a little crazy. Then you got the Zener diodes. They can drop 20 volts, but they kind of cook themselves after a while, so you need like tiny circuit boards. It's like PCB wave files for that. And you got a MOSFET with a Zener diode and 2 little resistors and a trim pod. And with that, you can precisely adjust it. It's a pretty nice breakthrough this guy made. Don't remember his name, but we're starting it up for the very first time in, yeah, maybe like 40 plus years. This is a 40 watt bulb for the first test. Many of the little capacitors are changed, but there's still some old ones in there, some waxies. But I found a speaker that's like 5 ohm. It's too big for it, but it's the right resistance. It's pretty dim now. It starts up really bright. It always does that because the capacitors are just junk in it. Got another switch here. Another thing that these tube radios, you never want them to have permanent power because they cause a house fire. Because it's like 7 years old, so you don't always have a little external switch. And if you're curious if your grandpa's tube radio still works, use a dim bulb. It's in line with the socket on this. There's a slight hum. There's a slight hum in the speaker. It looks like we got slight emission. I've been studying tube technology for kind of long, so I can tell what's this one. This one's still good. And the middle part is the taxi diode, I think. I'm not sure. That one in the corner is the ECH81 oscillator. I don't see any glow. Well, I think there's some glow. Yeah. And that was a preamp. I'm trying to see the magic eye. There's nothing coming out. The 6-volt circuit is alive. That's what this bulb is using. It's getting louder now. I think it's warming up now. Normally you can wiggle the tubes to kind of guess where the issue is. The whole chassis could be high voltage, so I use gloves in case I touch something. This is a 40-watt bulb, so I think we're going to step it up. These big bastards are not charged, I think. But we're gonna step up the bulbs because I think there's supposed to be a little bit more emission than this. Now the tuner section needs more power, I think. Mid-wave should be like a couple stations over here. Oh, that was really loud. FM is the loudest one usually. It's still kind of bright. There might be still a crappy capacitor somewhere. It leaves off any power when it's unplugged. And these pins look kind of dirty. Yeah. And brass brush and some contact cleaner really does wonders on those pins. This was not glowing, so maybe it's a detector diode. This is a EB41. I don't know if it says on the schematic what type it is. EB41. I think it's this one. EB41 is on 100 volts. This one relies a little bit on the 0.5 microfarad. If that's short at the ground, that's not going to make any noise, I think, because this one's going to here. Another one on this side, so both lines. That was 0.1, could be changed out already, and I don't turn crazy, but I hear a little music. I got some rabbit ear, freaking solid copper things in there that it's like pins from a normal European plug. I disassembled them, it fits in there because it's standard on those with a little plastic cap around them. But, yeah, this is the strongest station around, and I hear it even though it's only having 160 volts now. 160 volts meaning that's the voltage after the dim bulbs. Oh my god, I'm so fucking happy! If I change all the other capacitors, I can run it on full voltage, of course. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I've been working and studying on this stuff for like a couple months, so if you that's why I have not uploaded in absolute months. I've been, you know, trying different things. The old ones. This one's nice. Classic, made in Deutschland. And that's binning. So you just tie them together, solder them in, and you know, hook them and then solder them in. You don't hook them in case the solder gets brittle. Another tip from Shanko 66. Make a hook or J-hook on there. Maybe I can show it on this. Right, next one. I clipped this one out, and this one is baked. Like hotter than Death Valley of Arizona. It's baked. I think there's some missing in there. MF, dat is in het German for microfarad. And it's a low voltage one. Oh, and there's a plus on that. Great, a polarizer. If this is the wrong way around, it's gonna explode. Which is fun, but not in my bedroom. It's definitely connected to ground over here, the little screw where it's connecting to. That must be the ground. It's not like backwards ground on like on a 1950s car. The other stub is down there, so I'm gonna scrape that clean. There's some wax on there. Oh yeah, high-tech primo. Nothing but the best. Got the gold band on there, so there must be good stuff. It's a little pokey, so keep away from dogs. Hundred microfarads, 100 UF. Same as this one. I happen to have one because I always buy extra when I refurbish something, like first gen Xbox 2001. Also needed 100 microfarad via 16 volt. Same as this one, really. So let's since the distance is kind of far, I need to make some extra wire again. Fencing wire is not the greatest choice. I just have some little green. That's a little thick. It's gonna break it. Some normal special skinny ass solid copper console quality freaking lamppost internal wiring is gonna do the trick. You know, got a couple classics one over here. Normally see flicker, but the SON lab has electronic ballast. So no flickering like the really old ones. Yeah, they really got a J-hook on there, so that's just mint. Cocking out the party. Since this is from the 6-volt plate voltage stabilizer or audio output, this is going to the EQ4. No? What's the name of that tube? EL41. There you go. It's a bit baked because, yeah, I guess it likes to be baked. It's the audio output tube. That's actually the only one I know, actually. Don't know what the other ones do. Yeah, the new one is like teeny tiny. Looks a bit stupid, ain't it? I might as well put a drill to this one. Fucking hollow this bastard out. Stinks like hell chemical factory, and then stuff the modern in there. What's the fun in that? It's just a black thing. I don't know why people do that. It's called stuffing. It's like squirrels stuffing their engine bays with nuts and grandma's vacuum cleaner. Because, you know, those squirrels, they don't care who owns it. So there's a little wax on here, so I need to scrape some of that off. I don't feel like dealing with lead solder, so I just J-hook everything. So I don't have to touch the lead solder and have virtually no chance of cancer when I get old as fuck. Same as the minus, get a little scrape. This one has leaked a little bit because there's like pieces coming off it. Over here there's a little gold with minus, so that has to go to the metal work of the thing, metal frame. And this is the first one that's a limited lifetime. Electrolytics live for 20 years, so when I'm like 55 I have to do this shit again if it starts bulging out or whatever, I don't know. It's a Panasonic, so it should be decent. Maybe it stretches to 30 years. But if you lay it down like that, it's gonna shorten its life. Let's put a little J-hook in there. I want to make it smaller, but with these needle nose pliers I can't. I need to use ring pliers. They can make tiny ass hooks. And when the other one is there, you just kind of squash this one close. It's kind of tricky. Yeah, the hook might be too tiny. That's what she said. You might say the solder is gonna hold a bit when it gets
old and brittle. It might fall off if you just have two ends sliding to each other. That's how I do J-hooking. Let's do a rough math calculations of the length of the wire. I need to go from the center point of EL41 and this point. So I need to clip it off from here. Here. And slide the cover over. Since it's such a small bit, I can just slide the sleeve over. And now, and then make a J-hook on the other end. I almost forgot. That's about perfect. You want a little bit too big of an opening, otherwise it's going to be hard to put on. This is too small, it's going to fall off more likely. So I'm going to have a little bit more. I had a gum infection for like a week, a little while back, and months leading up to that, I've been constantly getting bombarded with these Oral-B freaking electric toothbrush commercials. And flushing my mouth out 2 times or 3 times a day with tea tree seems to do it. Boy, that was not fun. If I catch this early next time and I did the proper treatment, it went away so much faster maybe. It was by the jaw. Like the wisdom tooth area, it's a shit area. It was like snowstorming and a lot, so we kind of contemplating going to the dentist, but since dying in a car wreck and having dental issues is worse, we decided to stay, which is great. Just great. Yeah, let's just twist it. Oh boy, hopefully it's not weakened. Oh, still holding in there. Usually it's better to find a different ground, but I don't see any right now. Like an existing screw. Oh, here's one. Still kind of far, it's all the way here. Maybe one of these a ground tap? I don't know. But usually I connected the original point, so the schematic still kind of correct about it, but I don't think it indicates what ground it is because it's all the same. Both points are J. There's some bits of wax down there. That thing was hot. Oh yeah, perfect length. Just absolutely freaking mint. Oh wait a minute. Is that minus points to the chassis? Yeah, it is. Man, the length is just a little bit... son of a diddly. Sometimes it's so loose it just falls straight off. Nice.
All night on.
Now I get the squashing closed and ready to solder. Double checking the minus going to the chassis, also known as ground. That's the only low voltage section actually, the grid heater. The 6 voltage, 6 volt side of things. That's clamped down. This one still can get out. Just slide it this way, I think. Should be no big deal. Those and those are on order. I don't have them on storage now. But let's get the iron and sucker going. Helps if I power switch on the back. The sucker needs to be here, but there's nothing there to hold it, so I need like cradle fells. Perfect. That big black bastard is black seeds out of circuit.
FM is the
Now we got
last
a
step.
purple black bastard. Perfect height. Let's get stinky.
The last is the FM stapel.
Well, if you do shit properly, there should be no stink. Textbook for convenience store doers. Oh crap, I'm melting the wrong thing. Son of a diddly. Ooh, there's a drop on there. Almost falling. Yeah, a little meltiness. But it didn't matter on that position, so it's not gonna touch anything there. Alright, another one in there.
Alright, this power supply is hella custom. This is the one I prototyped before I had found a new transformer. On the left here you see an old JVC like budget standing right up disc slash FM receiver from 2009. And labeled the voltages because the resistance are different, and using Google Gemini I could figure out what values meant which side was for the 220 input or 230. And then you go to another power supply, which is just another transformer. The middle one is this black brick. It's just an AC to AC transformer, so there's no regulator in there. So on the blue side, the power comes in 230. On the green side, you get like 13 volts. It goes on the 12 volt side of the power brick. spits out like 230, 220 volts back out, which is actually in the right range for this radio. So I get a high voltage covered in there. That goes to the radio, to the rectifier and filter caps, and they take care of the 6 volt side of things. There's another power brick transformer on the right side, that's the third one. That just gets straight 220 volts and converts to 7 volts, but with the heaters it takes a pretty big dip to like 1.6 volts. That transformer was not suited at all. Its rectifier was broken, so it just didn't do anything too well. And it was maybe too tiny. The schematic had a little error. So over here is a schematic of the 6 volt side for the glow circuit. And you see it's 0.3 amps, but the schematic has an error. It's more likely to be a full-blown 3 amps of current. So yeah. And the transformer I found from like power supply brick with, I think it has a rectifier in there, I don't remember, it has been a long time ago. I think I've measured around 2.1 amp or something. That's like way more than this would have suggest. Maybe it's just for this little light bulb and not really counting the full heater circuit for all the tubes. That's listed here on the right side. But I found a Polish technical shop that has like the transformer I unlocked needed. Had a 230 output with 3 plus 3 volts. And if you don't use the center tap, you just use the side ones, you get 6 volts, which was perfect. So I don't need a massive power-hungry power supply. So, but it was fun to experiment with that. Of course, I had a dim bulb at the start in case I messed something up. And I did. So I went full brightness because the transformer was backwards. So I rotated. And I was back to dim again. When I had resistor bank. No, not even that. I think I had to. When I measured kind of the right voltage, I hooked it right up to radio. I had the 6 volts coming from somewhere else. Worked pretty well.